Let the vengeance begin!
Howdy, howdy, Sue Devil here, and welcome to Game 3 of our test match against Janet on Occasion. In this game, I will be playing the Dowie, of course, and Janet will be playing the Beastmen. So, I, of course, have some gyrocopters in this match with the brimstone guns. They do fire damage, armor-piercing damage, and they are anti-large. Now, for my army, I've gone way back in case he has Cygors, but I have an incredibly heavy infantry build. So I have 4 units of Ironbreakers, and of course they have their blasting charges, and I have the Norgrimling's Ironbreakers right in my center, and they are backed up by a Rune Lord. Now this Rune Lord doesn't actually have any abilities, and he is on foot. Basically, he only costs 800. He is the cheapest lord I could bring to the fight, and I just wanted to bring as beefy an army as I possibly can for the infantry engagement. Now, I haven't done a lot of testing with the Beastmen. I haven't released yet, but I do know the Ironbreakers are very good in the matchup against the Beastmen. And for my backline, I have brought 3 units of Slayers. Of course, I didn't have enough money to bring everything I wanted for this matchup. I wanted to make sure I had a super heavy infantry corps, and so I couldn't bring the Dragonback Slayers, but that's fine. And of course we have our Dowie again on our stealth mission. Now of course I don't have the Bugman's Rangers, I just have regular Rangers. They do have stock, and we'll see if we can use that same thing. And again, just got the same idea exactly. I just want to use a little math, so I can come up this way, post up over here, and come up this way and get some shots into the back line like this. So for Janet's army. Now, he unfortunately doesn't have any Cygors. It's like I was ready for Cygors. You know, have the Bugman's Rangers that can come back here and kill some Cygors, and have some gyrocopters ready to come up and find some Cygors and start shooting in on them. He does have some Senegors with great weapons. They are armor piercing, very fast, have perfect vigor. Very nice unit. They have some Razorgore chariots, but I'm telling you what, boys, there is nothing in this line that has anything to fear from chariots. And I think he has, does he have 1 unit? And he brought these Harpies. These Harpies are going to make life difficult for these gyrocopters, but you know, unfortunately I'm going to be able to take the gyrocopters and be able to push over and at some point meet up with these guys to try and get them off my back. For his right flank, he does have Senegors with throwing axes, and those throwing axes are armor piercing. Again, they're no joke, and they can do a lot of damage to these gyrocopters. For his main line, he has Ungor Herd, so they are chevroned up to 1 chevron. Very low level infantry. They're gonna have a terrible time against blasting charges, but he's got some beef in the back line. So Minotaurs with shields do 110 armor piercing damage. He's got 2 units of those, and he does have a Bray Shaman of the Wild, who, what does that Bray Shaman can do? Okay, he can, Mantle of Gork, plus 44 melee attack, plus 40 armor piercing damage, plus 40% weapon damage, holy crap, minus 30 armor. Traitorkin causes damage to combatants, strong versus a single combatant for 12 winds of magic. He has Devolve, you know, causes damage to combatants, minus 8 leadership, which is not going to affect Slayers or Ironbreakers. Well, I guess it technically affects them, but it's not going to rout them. Bestial Surge, and this is so good, plus 18% charge bonus, which isn't the big thing, but it is plus 9% vigor map-wide every time he casts a spell. And of course, he has Primal Fury on that guy, and he of course brought Morgor the Shadowgave. He has the Staff of Ruinous Corruption for the Chaos Spawn. These Chaos Spawn will do absolutely nothing to Ironbreakers and Slayers. Well, they'll do something, but I mean, if there's one unit that's going to be really good against Chaos Spawn, it's going to be Ironbreakers. He's got Call of Violence for that plus 16% leadership. He has Foe Seekers, and this is really what I've learned, because Morgor's on foot. That's it's really for the speed bonus, because he only has 39 speed if he wants to get him somewhere, though I don't know any dwarfs that are going to be able to chase him down. He's got Spirit Essence of Chaos for another unit of Cygors, and of course he does regenerate, so he's super tanky. And without further ado, we will get this battle going. Again, I started way back here. I am going to come and fight, but I just wanted to have some time in case he brought Cygors to bring these guys up and and try and get to those Cygors in the middle. So I mean, he expected me, obviously, as a dwarf, to go up here, but nah. So I'm just gonna get my army going. I'm just gonna go meet him right up the hill. I have nothing to fear with these guys. So although I'm very, very slow compared to him, he's gonna make it a long way down the hill before I make it up the hill. Unfortunately, I really got to watch these gyrocopters. You know, I gotta keep them away. So I'm just gonna send them down. My long-term plan is to kind of kite them over top. He's going to be worried for hidden units in here, so he's going to be a little careful with those guys. But eventually I want to kite them all the way over to here, where I can meet up with these guys and then knock them out of the sky. Yeah, you can see I'm giving orders to post up right here. And I see he's kind of going across the side, and with the Senegors with great weapons, he's got his chariots. They're not going to do a whole lot. The Senegors with throwing axes, I mean, they can throw into my Slayers, do whatever they want. I'm just posting up, trying to find a good spot. I don't even have to protect my Rune Lord. He can die in here. It doesn't matter. The leadership for these guys is too high to actually affect anything. And you can see I've now given them orders to go and start those blasting charges. I'm just trying to find a good spot for my gyros. I just want to stay away from these guys here and these guys here. And I want to get over here, find a good place. I thought I would go and take some shot against these Minotaurs with shields. Try and get one set of shots in, and now here come the blasting charges. Hopefully it's just going to do a ton of damage to these guys, absolute ton of damage to these guys, you know. And he'll get the Razor Gore chariots, but they're just going to stop. What are they going to do? There's just nothing they're going to do against Iron Breakers. Iron Breakers are so robust, and they just send my Slayers in against these Minotaurs and get them fighting. He's going to see that. Obviously he's going to path these guys back, but they're going to get hit in the back with blasting charges. Now he's just coming right up. He post up. He can just take free shots. I got nothing that can catch him. No, fine. It is what it is. I'm just going to take those shots. I'm trying to run these guys up, and you can see I'm trying to force path these out, but these guys keep stopping. They keep stopping. So they're going to stop in here, so it's going to take me longer to actually get the fight that I want because they're skirmishing away. So I've already routed these guys really, really quickly off the battlefield, and he's going to try to start cycle charging these in, but you know, they're going to do a little damage to the Slayers, but they're just going to stop. Normally with chariots, you want to cycle them in and force past them through. God, he keeps getting these gyrocopters. I'm desperately trying to click him. I'm saying, go, 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 go. You know, there's guys over here that are going to help. So I think he's seen these guys now. Unfortunately, I haven't really been able to spring a trap, but now I finally got them going this way. And I'm going to finally be able to shoot up into these harpies. There we go. So we're going to do a lot of damage to those guys. These arrows will be just fine. He isn't sending anyone over here just yet. But I think I got these guys throwing their blasting charges. I'm like, oh, you're going to throw axes at me? I'm going to throw blasting charges at you. Fine. Unfortunately, I got them in a big line like this. You know, I should have taken the time to really set them out like so. But, you know, it is what it is. So I set these guys out, and then I just want to throw blasting charges against these guys. You know, it's going to do... They're going to take some shots, but, you know, he's going to come in for a charge, but these guys have so much mass, it's not going to do a whole lot. So we're going to get some blasting charges going, and they're going to throw back. It's not the best engagement for me, but we got a big ball of death going on in here. Just a tooth and nail. We got Slayers, we got Iron Breakers, we got the Norgrimlings Iron Breakers, we got some more Slayers, and my Rune Lord's going to get beat up. You know, he's not going to do much against Morgor. Now I have got my gyrocopters loose and starting to get some shots on these harpies. I just want to, if I can just get these harpies off, these gyrocopters can do something. But he just now he's got one gyrocopter. This guy's starting to get ready to rout. I just want to keep pathing him around and then around and just keep getting shots here with my Rangers. I just want to get them routing, and I want to start getting some shots in with my other gyros, and then I can get there and fight. So I've got these guys. I wanted to come and shoot at these Razor Gore, so I just want to shoot at the Razor Gore. They are a large target, and I want to get them routing. I have got some Slayers coming in here because I want to get them in on the Razor Gore chariot, and I got these guys routing. And then here comes the freaking Senegors with great weapons. I mean, just can't get any relief. Janet is so good with his units. But over here, these guys are still fighting. You know, I'm just going to throw these out, and you can just keep throwing your axes, and I'll keep throwing my blasting charges. Let's have fun, boys. Brought these other Iron Breakers in. I got these Slayers in. They're up against the Minotaurs. They're going to do really good in this battle. You know, hopefully we can get a close-up. Yeah, that's right, boys. That's right, boys. These Slayers are going to do a great job against the Minotaurs, and they got them routing. They got both their units of Minotaurs routing. I do believe I'm going to try and send one of these gyrocopters after the Minotaurs. I can't remember. Oh no, I wanted to get these guys routing, so I sent these Slayers to fight the Centaurs, and these guys are coming back. Like, he's got Centaurs with great weapons here. I'm just trying to collapse in here. I want to save these Rangers. I don't want them to get killed. So, I've got one unit of gyrocopters on, but everything's starting to kind of end here. We're really starting to resolve this. He does have the Chaos Spawn. Again, they're not going to do anything to Slayers and Ironbreakers, but he's killing my Rune Lord. He is charging in with the Minotaurs. I mean, they can't charge through, and they're charging into Slayers, which is just fine by me. Bring it, boys. I don't have no problems with that whatsoever. So I've shattered this Ungor herd. I've got this unit of Ironbreakers. I haven't, I'm just taking one more shot. I think I'm going to eventually see that. But over here, I've got these guys clear. Okay, so this is what I want. I got these guys clear. I can shoot at the Centaurs. These guys are just wavering. They're okay. Shattered. So we're good here. And we got these Slayers coming on up and in. And I want to just take some shots at these Harpies, and we rout them. Thank goodness he couldn't get into my gyrocopters. These gyrocopters have been able to rout these guys. Hopefully they'll keep going. I have been able to rout these Centaurs with great weapons. My Ironbreakers are on the Razor Gore. He's going to come in for another charge. My Rune Lord is rallied here, but I just want to send him away. I just want to get him away because he's got 245 health. One hit from anything's going to hurt. And I have my Slayers on the Bray Shaman of the Wild. I mean, I only got a few Slayers, but they're fighting like champs. Look at these guys go. Let's get them, boys. Get them, boys. I love it. So they're just going to fight away here. We got this big blob in the middle, and Morgor's starting to take some damage. I mean, we got some Ironbreakers. We got some Slayers. We got Norgrimling's Ironbreakers. We got some Chaos Spawn. I do have these Ironbreakers. I don't know what I was doing with these. Maybe I'm sending them back to throw in some blasting charges. I can't really remember, but everything here is starting to rout. I finally got these guys back online, so I just want to see what's routing. I want to get some shots into whatever's coming back. See, I'm shooting these Centaurs, and freaking these Centaurs with great weapons are coming back. I want to send these guys in for I think I sent them in for a charge. Now I'm going to send them back to get some shots. I don't want to lose these guys. I really want to keep them fighting. Like, everything's going okay here. Like, these guys will just be fine. So I want to shoot these guys, keep them going. So now I just want to send these guys in, and I want to rear charge. I want to get these guys broken, so I'm just going to rear charge so I can try and save these guys, because that rear charge might be enough to rout them, because they have already routed once. It's not the best use, but I've got them tied up, so now I can bring these Slayers in. I just want to save some of these guys so they can come back, and keep them tied down so I can pin them in, so these Slayers can come in and charge them. He's trying to force path out to get away from these Slayers because he's really, really good. But I have shattered these Centaurs with great weapons. And this guy's just wavering, and I've got him pulled up, and we got some Slayers on here just wailing on him. And there he goes. He breaks, so I want to chase him down. Battle in here is still going good. I mean, I've got 23 Ironbreakers here. We got some Ironbreakers here, 41. We got 9 Slayers, we got 43 Ironbreakers. I mean, and Morgor is just getting beat down. Morgor is really, really rugged, right? He's really tough to build, but this big ball of absolute death right here. And we got some Ironbreakers on the Bray Shaman, and he's going to send the Centaurs with throwing axes. He sees my Lord over here. I just want to keep my Lord out so I don't get that last little bit of... but look at these guys' leadership. That's really, really good. These guys are at 74 leadership. 66 leadership. They are really good, but I have been able to rout him. He shatters, and there is the fight. We got a victory. I'm like, man, those Ironbreakers are just so good in the pocket. They're hard to do anything against. These guys got 3 chevrons. These guys got 1. These guys all got a chevron. God, Janet did such a good job at just holding these Rangers down. And I didn't really get to spring my trap like last time. And, he really got onto these gyrocopters. But in the end, these gyrocopters rear charged those chariots and the Centaurs, just the regular armor-piercing Centaurs. And I think that really helped that side of the battle because they ended up shattering. And, this made such a difference. But this front line is so beefy. I mean, you got the blasting charges, and they have so much mass. You could see the chariot, Razorgore chariot, and the Razorgore chariot's no joke. Came in and just stopped dead. Same with these Minotaurs. They got some kills though. I mean, these Centaurs are great weapons, 57 and 58. I mean, they weren't fighting nothing. They were fighting Ironbreakers, so that's a pretty damn good total for them. The Razorgore Chariot's still not bad at 54. They picked up some kills on these Rangers for sure. And the Senegors with throwing axes, almost all these kills were up against Ironbreakers, so they did very, very well. You know, I should have paid a little bit more attention to them. You know, if I'd spread out my Ironbreakers to throw all their blasting charges and just face them up and just take the shots, you know, with their shields in place. So, you know, I'm not going to chase them down, so there's no sense in trying to chase them and get away from my support. You know, this Rune Lord, no abilities. He was just there to be the cheapest leader I could bring at 800 gold. That's it. So, great fun fight. You know, we're up 2-1 in the series. I mean, it's like unbelievable. And you know, we're doing, and the Beastmen are really a tough matchup for the Dwarfs. I know that you guys have talked about it in the comments before, that it is a tough matchup and you wanted me to do some testing, and I have done a lot of testing. I just haven't released it yet. I got to put it together in a package. But just so you know, in the testing, Ironbreakers are awesome in this matchup, and you could see they are really, really strong. Now, this is more than most people would normally bring, but you know, we're going for good, fun fights in this match, and I think this was a great one that really highlighted how good Ironbreakers are in this matchup. I think had he brought Bestigors, it would have been a bit of a different story, but Ironbreakers are still not bad against Bestigors, and that's what I did a lot of testing against. You know, awesome army, and I couldn't just like, if I could have passed my gyros over to the Rangers a little bit earlier, I would have got a lot more use out of those gyrocopters, but the one unit of Harpies was enough. Like, that's where gyrocopters really fall down, is if they do bring flyers. So when you bring gyrocopters against Beastmen, it's a mixed bag. If he brings no flyers, even if he has Senegors with throwing weapons, you can get your gyrocopters around and safe, and you can path them over your army, so the Senegors with throwing axes can't really do much to them. But there's no way of stopping Harpies. I mean, they're such a good unit, and you saw in some of my battles. I mean, I love them. They're such a strong unit. They only got 2 kills, but they took my gyrocopters offline, and they took all the resources of my Rangers just to get one unit of Harpies out of the way. And by the time I got them out, he was able to bring his Senegors in and really go to town on my Rangers. So, wow, awesome, fun fight. We're doing pretty good, I think. I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comments, how you like the build, the heavy Ironbreaker build. I know a lot of you guys, like me, love Ironbreakers, and you know, how you thought they performed and how you thought the battle went, and you know, just general comments. I love comments. And do go over and subscribe to JanetOnOccasion. Go watch his version of the battle. We had so much fun filming this. We were in Discord, you know, talking and laughing the whole time. We had so much fun, because the battles are just, they're close and they're fun and they're exciting, and I hope you guys are enjoying the battles too, because we had such a blast putting these together and having these fights, and they're close and they're competitive and they're fun. And one of the things Janet said to me, it was really funny. He said, all your armies are nothing like what you see on ladder. And, I said, well, I mean, you know, because there's no dwarfs on ladder. I mean, there's people that play the dwarfs on ladder, but there's no true Dowie commanding dwarf armies on ladder. Very few, you know, very few that have done, you know, spreadsheets and spreadsheets full of testing, and my armies are not based on the meta at all. They're based on my testing. So it was quite a compliment from Janet, and really felt good to hear that the Dowie armies that I'm bringing in this matchup are like nothing he's ever seen before. And he you know, he had a lot of fun, and he talked about the matchup. You know, these are fun fights, and usually against the Dowie they can be a little bit boring, and you know, that's why he didn't bring Cygors. Like, he knows Cygors crush the Dowie, and had he brought 2 Cygors, I mean, that would have been a rough go for all these Ironbreakers. But he doesn't like the Cygors, you know, he doesn't find them interesting, and that's why he's so fun to watch. You know, when you watch his multiplayer games, because he likes interesting armies and he likes interesting builds, and he does understand the meta completely, and he knows what to expect, and can put together really interesting armies that are off meta, which is fun to watch and interesting. So I don't have anything else to say except hope you guys are loving this. Hope you're headed over to Janet's channel to see his version of this, and got a game coming tomorrow. We're going in 2 wins and a loss, which is fantastic, so we'll see how that plays out. I hope you found it interesting, and I will see you soon.